So today we have Dr. Henele with us. He is the founder of the Energetic Health Institute. Tell us a little bit about your journey and what your goal is.
Well, I think it really has a lot to do with personal empowerment. I think it sucks when you aren't feeling well and then you go to a doctor who's supposed to help you feel better. At least that's what you're thinking. And then, but you come out of there with like this confused kind of, I'm just supposed to take this pill. I don't know how this works. And most of the time people don't even know about their bodies. Like one of the funny questions I ask people all the time, like I go, be in front of a crowd or something like that. And you ask them like, okay, everybody point to your liver. And everybody's like, and it's like, it's somewhere in here, it's below here. And you're like, yeah, okay.
It's not in your toes.
But it's like, if you don't know about your body, how can you take care of it? And that's a simple thing. That's just location. It's not even talking about what it does and stuff like that. So I've always had this just huge curiosity about our world. And, you see, I don't want to go too political or anything, but you see greedy people doing greedy things, making greedy decisions. And I look at them, and when I look at their body, you can see that they're not healthy. And I wonder how much of that decision making is really because of, hi birdies, how much of that decision making is because they don't feel good.
Right.
Like if you really felt good, what would come out of that person and what good would they be able to create? So it's kind of a curiosity, I think, more than anything else. It's like, what would our world be like if people experience life at their best? But if we can teach people and we can put an education out there that they can build into their schedule and acquire this information and gain the what's really cool, the experience of what they're doing, the feeling of what they're doing, then what happens, I think, is people start feeling good. And when people feel good, I think decisions improve. And when decisions improve, I think that person, the person that they're interacting with, of course, their family, our communities, I think everything starts really blossoming from there. So we realized years ago that there was just a really cool conversation happening about health and empowerment and people kind of taking the reins. And I was like, yeah, I want to be involved in that. That seems like something fun to play around in for a lifetime. So
what you're basically saying is that it's important for us to learn about our bodies and take control of our own health. Right?
I think to start that process of awareness, it has to be awareness of self. It has to be an understanding of the beauty that your body is. How incredible it is in its design, how everything is designed to work together, and how when things aren't working together, it produces sensations so that pain isn't this problem. Pain is your body saying, hey, we got something wrong. And if you don't get the message, it becomes, hey. And if you don't get the message then it's like, oh. But it's like your body's constantly talking to you, but we've become so disassociated from it that we don't know what's going on underneath the skin, aside from what we can see in the mirror, that we don't see the true beauty underneath the skin. And so what I try to always do in the teaching and the education is say, look, I'm going to tell you about the foods, but I'm going to tell you about how the foods interact.
When we know that something is wrong in our body, and like you said, pain and all these symptoms are just your body basically crying out at that point that, hey, listen to me, something's going on. When we go to the doctors, we say, oh, doctor, I'm having neck pain, I'm having lower back pain, I'm having this pain right here on my side. Are those things what should we really be looking out for?
For me, my background was in engineering first, so I'm always trying to connect the dots and go, okay, I need to put this in a system. I got to understand this, because if I just look at each of these as individual things, it's scary. But if I can find something that connects all of them, it starts making sense, and it starts making me feel like, okay, I can turn this around in somebody. So I start reading through all these pathologies, right? And I'm like, turning the page, and every single one of them has the same symptom. It's the only common symptom among all pathology.
Which is?
Fatigue.
Fatigue.
If a person is tired, they are now susceptible. They are susceptible for infection. They are susceptible for the accumulation of environmental pollutions they come in contact with. They are susceptible for the negativity of people around them, all right? Absorbing other people's negative emotions. And I think we all know that, even though there's no scientific proof for that. It's like, yeah, there is scientific proof, but nobody in this country is going to go and find it. It's actually in other countries, in Germany with biofeedback, but that's a sidebar. But what we start looking at is when a person is fatigued, that's really the first warning sign that, hey, you're entering into a disease process. And if we pay attention to that, and what do we say? Oh my God, I'm so tired. Well, pay attention to that. That's your body saying you need to rest. That's your body saying you need nutrients. That's your body saying maybe you need a new job. Maybe you need a new boyfriend. Maybe you need something new has to come in that's going to create energy for you.
Right.
And it might be all those things, right? But I know for one thing for a fact, it's always going to be about nutrients. Your body, and especially in this country, we are so dramatically deficient in basic nutrients for energy production that it's so ridiculous how often I just treat people for energy and all this other stuff that they have going on goes away.